Welcome to another episode of Junk Jaw Reseller Podcast. My name's Jay, followed up with Ray and Kenny. I want to pause for a second and tell you, I need you to hit that like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And the reason why, because the algorithm sees us more. And not only that, is we need to be able to be seen so we can help you guys out. Now I'm going to pause for a second and let you do that. Thank you. I appreciate every one of you guys who did that. I appreciate every one of you guys. And we have something special for you guys today. We have Kenny on the streets. And you're going to ask yourself, what is Kenny on the streets? That means Kenny's out there at the flea market, on the ground, speaking to people, and he wants to know how they feel about resellers. Not only that, he's got $1 or two to give to some of these people to answer some trivia questions. But, he's on site now. We're going to get right to that. But I'll tell you what's crazy is my man Ray, we're selling things over here.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your story, my friend.
So I had a pretty interesting sale that actually happened last month. It happened early June, but I didn't know it was a really cool and interesting sale. Now, it's not much money or anything like that, but I tell you what, I was on Instagram yesterday just scrolling along, and I seen somebody that posted that they had sold a backpack, a vintage Baltimore Ravens backpack from the 90s, and they noticed that they had sold it to the Baltimore Ravens. Now, it's really cool because, like, in this promo photo or whatever, it's got Lamar Jackson jumping up, and it's just an old school 90s bedroom, like with a CRTV, all the original, the OG Ravens logo. That I'm surprised they used, because they're not really supposed to use that anymore. They can't use that on their jerseys or anything like, any part of that. So I'm surprised how they got away with it. I don't know how, using an advertisement like that, but nonetheless, it got me thinking, because the guy shared the item he sold, and then he said this is how he knew. He connected the name on the address is also like the senior director of marketing or something, and advertising or something like that at the Baltimore Ravens. So just had me think, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to check my crap. I'm going to see what I sold, if anything, connects like that. And sure enough, I sold to the same person back in early June. So then I'm like, it's a little die-cast tractor trailer Ravens truck from 1998. And I'm like zooming into this photo. I'm like, where the heck is this thing? It's got to be in here, sitting on the back of the shelf, like near the TV and everything. And they pulled it out of the box, but I could tell, hey, that's my truck. I sold that to the Baltimore Ravens, which is pretty cool, because to say the Baltimore Ravens are supposed to be selling me stuff, or the fans, and I sold something Ravens to the Baltimore Ravens, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I've sold some things to some people in the past that they put in movies, some old video games, which is cool. Tell me down in the comments, have you guys ever sold anything like to people, like someone famous or something you put in a movie, or they used it in any way that like a promo, maybe in a magazine? If they did, put that down in the comments. I really would like to know. I'm interested in the area.
Mm-hmm.
My man Kenny's on the street.
Yeah, but
he's about to
this week was more of a pickup week for both of us. Electric bicycle, scooter, kind of ride on, like 15, 20 miles an hour. About a half a pallet worth of like electronics. Just a whole bunch of really good stuff. I was gonna show it off here a little bit. Got the van kind of packed. Like I said, I'm on the streets today. Just wanted to show off the van's all nice and packed up. Just give me a second. When I'm hyper scoot, brand new in the box. Just things of electronics. The van's packed for the weekend. You know what I mean? Didn't have like a real big week on eBay, sold a few little things here and there, but really it was a good buying week this week. We had like a lot of really high end items, like a $500 mountain bike we picked up. I mean, and we picked it up. I mean, hell, I mean, deals on deals on deals. You know what I mean? Been blessed.
Yeah, it was pretty good run.
Yeah, we had a
Absolutely.
really good pickup week today, this week.
That's good.
Selling, not so much
Yeah.
on
It's
eBay,
always good when you get
but
some
I
good
did
inventory.
do some listing on Marketplace and stuff like that, you know. So don't mind
Yeah.
the impromptu things I'm doing, everybody, because getting prepared for Kenny on the Street segment.
That's right. I'm curious. I want to see what these people think about resellers, or if they care at all.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I mean, this is where we're
we'll
going to
get to him
get
in a
right
second. I
down.
want everybody to hold on. Don't worry, it's not going to be in the late video. We're gonna get to it very soon here. Let's just talk about our week and then
Absolutely.
maybe a couple of little other things that maybe we need to talk about. You know. What about you, James?
Hmm.
How's your week going so far?
Well, my week went okay. I'm selling. It's steady sales on eBay, and I mean, not like huge sales, but it's all coming around. I mean, I've had some earlier sales in the week that were pretty decent. I sold a ball jelly maker for canning. Like $130 sale plus shipping. I did sold some little, I guess where you put your little light bulbs in. You use it for your chandeliers. I had some new old stock of those things. I sold every one of those out to one guy. I just had a couple of video game sales. I mean, nothing too super crazy, but it's been just a steady week.
Steady bread and butter week. Is that what you're
And
saying?
steady bread and butter week, man. That's how it is. I mean, I know sales for a lot of people has kind of been slumped, but
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much how it's been for me. But the only thing that's keeping me afloat right now is me being versatile, me cross posting to so many different platforms. Um, like I actually had an Etsy sale the other day, and I think it was for $33. Yeah, but it was I sold a Barry I'm not Barry Sanders, Bo Jackson. I'm sorry, Bo Jackson. The Bo nose card.
yeah.
The score. I think it was a score
Hmm.
card. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it sold.
90 score, 91
Yeah,
score.
yeah,
Yep.
90. Yeah,
90 score. Yep.
yep. So, which is crazy because he does, that card he won't sign anymore for autographs and stuff like that. He won't. He puts a disclaimer on. They put a disclaimer on all his autograph signs. He will not sign even anything with that picture because it goes for so much more money, I think, or something like that.
It does. It
Like,
does. That card's hot, man. That's a
yeah,
hot card. I mean,
yeah, yeah. It's
what'd you get for that card?
$33 raw. It wasn't graded or anything, so
33 raw, dude. That used to be a 50-cent card.
yeah, exactly. So for me to get that, and I mean, I'm happy with that. It came out of just a box, just a random box I bought out of a collection. And I didn't, I buy boxes like that when it's just special 90s cards. Like you have to buy it cheap. There's so much like just junk that's in there. And you're hoping that you find just a card like that to balance it out
Yeah.
and kind of help like that. So it kind of that paid for the box, and anything else that comes out of it is profit.
Yeah, guys, just don't think that 80s and 90s stuff. Yeah, a lot of it has just been, so made so much, millions and millions. But there are still some good cards. Like take into effect that 90 score Bo Nose card is pretty good. I mean, people are like picking up on some of the stuff that people were overlooking, like Dreams Team cards. You got like
Yep.
Canseco. You've got Deion Sanders stuff with Deion with half baseball, half football jersey
What's that
card.
wheeling?
I have no clue. Probably something outside.
I was always curious about the question of like at what point is like some of that wax pack era stuff, like the late '80s and '90s, just the general cards, are they ever going to pick up in price? You know what I mean? And like, how long? You know, like 30, 40, 50 years is some of them, you know, cards are actually going to go up in value. You know, them, you know, 3 cent cards nowadays. You know, you were talking about the Bo Jackson. It makes me think of
Right.
like the Bo Jackson card where it's like he's shirtless with just the football pads holding the baseball bat. You know, like that type of
Yeah.
card's like what's that? A nickel card. You know, basically. At what point is that card going to be worth
What?
$10, $20? You
What?
know.
We ain't gonna get no good content if we have this noise.
Yeah, I don't know what that noise is.
Like everybody's gonna leave because this is bad. Like
Is that birds chirping, Kenny?
Possibly.
go out there and tell them get the hell off. Get off your van. It's not a toilet.
Calm down, Ray. Is that better?
Oh yeah, that went away. I
I
think.
still hear a little
No, it's still here a little bit. Yeah. It has to be birds.
It
or
is
something.
birds.
something.
I told you Kenny was live on the street.
Yeah.
No, but back in if you take anything like you got 86, you got 86 traded stuff. You know, you got with like a Bo Jackson or you got Canseco stuff. Then you got like 87 McGuire rookies and Barry Bonds stuff. 88, nothing really too big. 89 Griffey Jr.'s rookies. 89 upper deck stuff. 90 like tops. You got stuff like Frank Thomas rookies, but the greatest 1990 card tops is Frank Thomas no name rookie. Now that's a very expensive one to come across. I'm sure there's still some 1990 packs not open that has some Frank Thomas no names in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 91 like Chipper Jones rookie stuff, but like I was talking about the Dream Team stuff. Some of that stuff is starting to get a little bit more value. Most of it's not going to be. You got to figure a lot of that stuff is like 35 years old.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the reason I think some of that stuff's getting more value is it's natural as like the value, well, I should say like as inflation happens, stuff is going up. Like, you know what I mean? Stuff is naturally going to go up. So of course, at the rate of inflation that that we've had in recent years, I think a lot of that stuff. But for what a car that used to go for 50 cents now to be 33 is crazy to me. And so some of that is the hobby itself, but then I think also some of it, if it wasn't for all this higher rate of inflation, then it probably wouldn't even be 33 or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Whatever I sold for, like if I mean.
He's on the street. This stuff's live, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I'm waiting for Ray to start complaining again.
I think I don't know if it's a rate of inflation. I just think it's just the fact that it's just hot. People are desiring it. That's what's going to make.
Now you want to do the
price
Kenny
go
on
up.
the street segment?
When do you want to do Kenny on the street?
We're going to do Kenny on the street.
Hey, Kenny on the street with Big A. All right.
All right, we're going to ask you a question. How about this? We're going to ask Art a question.
Yeah. How do these feel? As good as my girl. Well,
He's doing art.
who's there? Who's there?
Hey, you should pay me now.
Yeah.
Look at that.
$12.
We want to ask you a question, basically.
Yeah.
What do you generally think of reselling and resellers? Just generally speaking.
If you can make a buck with it, that's what you like to do. Absolutely do it. People are getting a deal. You know what you pay. They agree with you. Everybody's happy.
But I mean, what do you think about the people that go around and scalp the for the lowest price and really cutthroat style people?
Recently, I got a real good deal from somebody, and he hated it. And every week he says something to me. He does not like me. He shouldn't have sold it to me. He had a choice.
Yeah.
He had a choice. Do you want it? You don't want it. Yes, no. Price isn't right for you. It's right for me. You take it? Okay. We're good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the next question.
So we got another question. James, did you want to go ahead? We're gonna for $1
Yeah, I'm gonna
bill.
go ahead and ask.
We do a trivia segment on
Uh-huh.
our show.
Okay.
For $1,
For $1, $1.
we ask a trivia question.
Yes.
And you ask the question,
Yes.
answer the question correctly, you get the $1 bill.
Okay.
James, you want to go ahead?
I'll go ahead and
Hey,
do it.
James, go.
In reselling,
Yes.
how you doing?
I'm
In
doing
reselling,
DOIN. That's from Brooklyn. You know what I'm talking about here? That's doing.
you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
baby.
right. All
That's
right.
right,
So what's the
my
question?
man.
Let's come on.
The term NWT. What does that stand for in reselling?
NWE.
T.
NWT.
T.
I do not know. Oh, NWT is in Tom or D is in dollar?
T. Like in time.
T is in
I
Tom.
don't know.
You want to ask another question, James?
New. I could ask another question. Yes. What is in 1995? This reselling platform opened up. What was the name of this reselling platform?
Street selling platform in 1995.
What reselling platform in 1995 started online?
Okay, hello, Boo Boo. Wasn't that? Hey, Boo Boo. No, it
Nope.
wasn't Hey Boo Boo. I have no idea. Statue of Liberty. Let me
It
give you
is
that.
eBay.
Statue of Liberty works.
eBay.
It was eBay.
Oh, eBay. What is
eBay.
eBay? I don't understand. What's eBay? I mean,
Hey,
is it a big bay with an E? I have no idea.
G.
All right, yeah.
We got no idea. You want to ask him one more? We'll give him 3-shot question.
Yes.
All right. We'll ask him. We'll ask him one more. Now, that's a hard one. Let me come up. Let me come up with one real quick.
All right, I got this one. Am I going to grow anything?
What is the
Am I going to grow it?
What is? And you will know this.
Yes.
What is the oldest jean company in
The
America?
oldest what company?
Jean.
Oh,
Jean Company. in
well,
America.
everybody is going to say Levi's, and was it Smith?
No, it is Levi.
It is Levi's. 1850s. They have a jean available for about $95,000.
You know what, Art? You're going to win the $1 because I knew you know that answer. So you win that $1 anyway.
All right. Where am I going to go with
First
this
winner.
dollar?
He can do.
Hey, I'm headed to McDonald's. Leave me alone.
Don't spend it all in one place. Art.
Oh, I may have to add 50 cents. To this.
And I want to let everybody know, Art is a good friend of mine, and we will be sitting down probably for a longer interview eventually in the very, very, very near future.
James, pleasure meeting you. The name is Art. I want you to do one thing for me. Be well.
Yeah,
because
Art.
the rest is bullshit.
Absolutely.
See you later, Art.
Yes. That's my man.
That was Art. So we'll find in a minute or two. We'll find another person.
Go find another person. This is
He's
real
on.
life.
So sorry about cutting you
Always.
guys off. I wanted to make sure we got a good person there.
Yeah, that was good.
But I was shocked that he didn't know the eBay answer.
No.
I was shocked. That most people do know the eBay, you know.
Or even the NWT, but if I guess it's one of those things. If you don't sell
Online,
you know what I mean. But new with tags. For people that don't know, NWT is new with tags, especially because I know he's primarily like a clothing seller from what I see at his booth all the time, right?
Yes. It's clothing. He worked for Levi. He used to work for clothing companies.
Okay.
yeah, he worked for Levi's for a very, very, and Calvin Klein too, for a very, very long time. That's why
Calvin Klein. Yep.
he's been all around the world. That's kind of why I want to interview him, you know.
Yeah, he's always got a nice selection in there too. I bought a few things off of him over the years, every now and then. It's been a while, but he always has a nice.
I might find us another person here.
All
I'm
right,
looking for a good contestant.
Kenny on the street. Again,
I'm looking for a good
Art is
contestant.
a real interesting guy.
Hey,
We're
We
looking
got a
forward.
nice little view
Yeah, I
around.
pulled some other trivia questions.
This is the Amish market, everybody. Little,
Yeah, I was kind of
Art.
talking about.
little advertisement for him, you know.
Common inflation hasn't went up for common cards. They're the same.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's inside. He's inside our local.
Yeah, dude, he's gonna make me hungry, showing us all this good Amish food and
Our local Amish market.
Give people a view of what
love the
we get
Amish.
to look at every week.
Yep, it's where you
Yeah.
buy your breakfast or lunch sometimes while you're there, and I mean that's the place to go.
And they got ham logs. They got turkey logs. They got breakfast. They
Yeah,
got
dude,
Look at all those beautiful
those
desserts.
pretzels. Yeah, the donuts are like really good. Don't go to Dunkin' Donuts. You want to go to the Amish market.
Amish market
You
are
get the,
much better
you get
donuts.
good conversation and you get good views. You know what I mean? You get good sights.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look, $6 for a dozen eggs. That's no more expensive than at
Wow.
your grocery store.
It is.
And you know they're fresh.
That is more. I get my eggs from Food Line for $3 a dozen.
They have a very good selection here.
Yeah, always. Yep.
Yes.
All right.
What are you're gonna
Try to find another person. Yeah, I'm trying not to jump in somebody else's conversation. A lot of people I see
Yeah.
are doubles. You know,
Let's
they're talking and I want to
No.
just bother.
interview an Amish.
Hey, how you doing
Interview an
today?
Amish. Or wait outside when they start Yeah.
You know that's true. I should have just done that. I should have interviewed what you call it? Do you have any trivia questions ready though?
I got trivia questions ready.
Okay,
Retail trivia questions.
okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure before I jump in on it. We'll find somebody right now.
Yeah.
We are ready.
I know the suspense
There's
is
the
killing
man
me.
I want to see.
Yeah, it is. I'm on what we're getting.
How you doing?
I have no idea.
Would you like to be on our podcast and maybe answer a couple questions real quick?
When?
Right now. I'm working. We're live right this second. You could even win some money.
Hey,
Yep, he's live
there's
right
some white
this
people over here.
Come on, Joey. You know what? We're not even going to ask about it. We're going to do the trivia question right now.
Okay, what did I do?
This is Joey, right?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Joey. They're going to ask you a trivia question.
My man Joey.
They're going to ask you a trivia question, and then if you get the answer correct, you can win the $1.
Oh, God, here we go.
There's my man Joey. All right, Joey. What retail chain had an ad campaign in 2013 where customers shipped their pants?
I have no idea. Ask the
You said no
Ask
idea?
the 1995 one. Let's give him another chance.
What? In 1995, this resale platform came into business. What's the name of that platform?
1995?
And it's online.
I don't know. I don't do the internet.
He's not gonna see it.
You don't do the internet.
Give him one more.
Let's
I
see.
got one for you, but I can't say it out loud.
I'm gonna ask you a movie question. Retail employees Randall and Dante earnestly discussed the killing of innocent civilians on the second Death Star in Return of the Jedi in what 1994 black and white Kevin Smith film?
I watch documentaries. I don't watch no Star Wars. I got one for you.
It's Clerks.
One more,
I
James.
got one for
I
you.
want to give out this money.
You said you got one for me? All right, what we got? I don't know. What? That's crazy.
Oh,
We're
man.
live here, fellas. We're live. I have other trivia questions ready.
Oh,
Oop, we
I knew
lost Kenny on
that
the
was
street.
bound to happen. He was going to disconnect because it kept saying reconnecting.
Yep.
I'm hoping this turns out okay because
Yeah, we'll see what it looks like.
yeah,
We lost Kenny on the street.
yeah.
You know, we're going to have a GoFundMe for a better camera or better phone or whatever
That's
he's
all it
using.
takes is a better phone.
Just takes a little bit better phone.
Yep.
So we're going to start. You know, if you put a comment down there and say you're willing to give away $5, $10, so we can get him a new phone.
Yep.
Let's make this happen, guys. Let's make this happen.
Look, we can only get a new phone for him if you guys like and subscribe.
Yes, I'm shipping it.
Afford one.
I'm shipping in $20. So $20 of my money is going to go to get him a better phone, so we can get him on the street doing crazy stuff, and you get to see it.
Mm-hmm.
He's back.
I'm back.
He's back.
Can you hear me?
Back. I can hear you.
You can hear me. Okay.
I can hear you.
You got to come over to easier questions.
There is something. There is echoes, though.
You want me to jump out and jump back in?
Yep. Jump out, jump back in. Yep. Jump out, jump back in. Yeah. Well, I guess I have to do them easier questions. I wonder if people know math. I probably don't know that either.
Oh my gosh.
Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Are you smarter than a reseller?
Are you smart? Nah, he ain't smarter than a reseller. Dude, I won the at my church the trivia night.
Uh-huh.
Won it all.
There you go.
He's back.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
No
a lot
echo?
better. No.
Okay, good. Yeah, but you got to ask easier questions. I don't think most people don't, they just don't have it in them.
Yeah. They don't have it in their brains.
I will say that clerk's question was a very complicated question.
Yeah.
You should have asked them, like, what's the largest animal on planet Earth?
They still wouldn't even know that.
Yeah, but at least it's a very fast, simple
say
question.
Elephant.
Huh?
I'll ask that. There goes. I bet you they say elephant.
I know. That's land animal.
Just a mammal. What's the
largest mammal?
Yeah, largest mammal isn't an elephant.
It isn't. It's blue whale.
Right.
Hmm. But largest land animal.
I pulled up. Hold on. I pulled up some elementary school questions. If they can't get these damn things right, something is wrong with them.
Yes, I
And
know.
they got to get 3. If I'm giving them elementary school questions, they got to get 3.
They got to get 3, huh? Oh, God.
Have to get all 3.
Nobody's ever going to get that dollar bill out of my hand.
So are you actively trying to get somebody right now?
Yeah, I'm waiting for.
Can I talk about?
Yeah, go ahead. You can start talking. We can move it back and forth.
So I'm going to talk about what happened at Play It Against Sports. So last weekend I went to Play Against Sports. I took some bunch of golf clubs, some baseballs, lacrosse sticks, but like most of the golf clubs I bought that I took there, I bought at last year. They were sitting around. I wasn't listing them or anything. Most of them were like tailor made, but it was in a tailor made golf bag. I paid $30 for that whole deal, and but I took everything to Play Against Sports. A pretty quick evaluation of looking at it and all. They offered me $191 for everything, so I was very actually happy with that, with the exception of a couple things with were a little lower, but then there was one set of irons, tailor-made irons that they gave me $60 for, which I seen online. My comps, what I was looking at was like 100. So all the clubs, and I also had two baseball bats in there. One which they didn't take, but all the clubs and baseball bats, they all needed new grips. So like that's time and money right there. So ultimately, I think $191 is good. The only thing was there was one brand new club actually that was it's not a high dollar club, but the comp was like 35. I paid $5 for that club. They only gave me 4, and I didn't notice it because it was like this whole long list on the receipt. But I'm mad because so on Saturday I immediately put that deposit that check into my Chime account, and obviously because it being a weekend, they're like, okay, yeah, you'll get your money on Monday. Okay, Monday comes around,
Right.
money goes in 11 a.m. Right, the very next day, Tuesday, around 5:30 p.m., I get an email from Chime saying that they had to take the back.
Why?
At first they claimed that it was the photo that I provided wasn't good enough, which is weird because I've submitted stuff and they will decline it pretty quickly if the photo isn't good enough. So that made absolutely no sense. And so then I contacted them and they told me that Play It Against Sports wanted the money back basically.
What?
And I don't know what to believe. So, and I was like, I don't feel like calling up Play Against Sports and trying to see if that's what it was. So I'm waiting now I cashed in another bank, or I deposited in another bank. So I'm waiting to see if I have any issues that I'll truly know. I don't know if it's a Chime issue or if it's a Play It Against Sports issue. Until I'll probably have to give it a few days, just like Chime took their money back right away. I don't know if this other bank will try to do the same.
What
So
bank is that? What bank was the check from?
I don't think it wasn't. I don't know if it had that on there, like what bank exactly. I can't remember. I don't know if I took a whole picture. Well, I don't have a whole picture on my phone of it. I have like a partial picture of just the top left corner showing Play It Against Sports logo. So I don't know. I didn't really look at that, but yeah, because they said they couldn't give me cash on hand, which is kind of weird. I don't know. It's $191 at a place like that doesn't seem like it's that much. So I don't know why it was.
That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
Yeah, maybe because it was Saturday and it was later, and with the banks being closed on Sunday, they maybe didn't have much money or whatever. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. They pull
Yeah,
it. You have to. They have to be good with it, regardless from their
yeah.
bank. Their
You think
perspective.
you get cash? And the cool thing is, I will say this: the trade-in was only like $30 more. So it wasn't even really worth me trading in. I mean, I'd rather get the cash, or the money. Like,
Yeah.
so that was kind of actually cool that it's not that much difference. I feel like they do a better job ultimately, at least, than like places like GameStop, who in the past when I've taken games at GameStop, they give you like 5 cents for a game.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. It's been a long time since I've ever even tried trading games at GameStop, and I don't know if probably the way things are going, if that's happening as often anymore, because everything has become digitalized. Like all the games are digital.
Yeah. Well, that's. Yeah. I mean, I think that's pretty good. But I don't know about the money thing. Well, you got to wait for all that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was not very happy about that. But I would give. I'm actually going to go up there soon. My dad has some golf clubs he found in his garage that were probably mine or my brother's or something like that, and he wants them gone. So I'm not even gonna care. I mean, I'll probably take them up there because I don't got time to list them and
Yeah, and get them out.
Yep. So
Well, I know. What's going on, Kenny, out there on the streets?
I was going to
no
stop here
balls.
at what they call the lazy coconut and ask the employee here if they want to maybe make $1, and maybe I throw it in our tip jar.
Okay,
You want to try the question there?
let's try him, bro. Yep.
Hey, how you doing, my friend? We run a podcast, right? We ask people trivia questions to make a couple dollars. So would you like to try it out? What's your name?
James.
James. Nice to meet you. This is Jay and Ray, and my name is Kenny. And we usually do $1 a question.
Okay.
So James here at the top is going to ask you a trivia question, and if you get it right, you can either put it in your tip cup or put it in your pocket.
All right.
So go ahead, James. Hit him
All right,
off with the question.
You ready, James? How many legs does a spider have?
8.
Ding, 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 ding.
You got it?
You got one right.
Ding, 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 ding. You want to try
What
one more?
is the name? I said, why not?
Second
You ready
round.
for one more?
Yep.
What is the name of the toy cowboy in Toy Story?
Woody.
That's correct.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, 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 ding.
Third round. Third and
Right.
final round.
Oh, man.
Third and final round.
Come on, shoot it at me, James.
How many states are in the United States?
50.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, 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 ding,
Let's
ding.
tip out on
Hey, thank you, James. Thank you for playing.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, James. Hey, hold on.
Have a
Ask
good day,
James
guys.
what he thinks about
appreciate that,
resellers.
man. Cool.
Let me
We-
talk to James
We
real
had a
quick.
lucky winner today.
I was gonna say get James back on. I want to see what he felt like about how he feel about resellers.
James, I want to ask you another question real quick.
What?
Hey, James.
Yes.
I want to know. My name's James too.
Cool.
That's a wonderful and beautiful name.
Yes, it
They
is.
call me Jay. My friends call me Jay. So tell me, what do you feel about resellers? People who resell stuff, and be truthful.
Reselling?
Because we're out here, we'd like to know. Yeah, reselling.
I like it. I got a bunch of stuff to resell.
Good. I love that answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're resellers too, man. Yes.
That's cool, man. I appreciate
Thank
you guys.
Thank you for your honesty, James.
You
Appreciate
too.
it, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Want some up?
No, I'm good. Yeah, thank you. I might be back after I'm done. Take it easy, brother. That was good to
awesome.
have a
Kenny
lucky
on the
winner.
streets.
Yeah.
With another guy. We ask such easy questions. I can't get any easier than this.
Yeah, I know. You might want to bump him up to middle school.
He went
Yeah, let's go to middle school.
college course to kindergarten.
There's no in between, bro.
You know what you should do?
Oh,
Look up like easy trick questions. You know, like what's the second president of the United States, right?
Oh, well, everybody knows that.
Who the second president of the United States is?
Yeah.
They don't even barely know who the
Our-
first president of the United States is.
Yeah, you're right about that too.
Right, who's the second president of the United States?
Second president. Why are you gonna out me like that? I was trying to mind my own business and act.
And I thought everybody knew it. I was like, oh shit. He's like, what?
I'm terrible.
He's on a $2 bill.
On a two.
You know, who's on the $2 bill?
Oh, is it Thomas Jefferson?
His cousin had a beer company.
Oh, was it Sam Adams?
Well,
That's the cousin.
yeah, we need the president.
Why am I
He also had a son.
Who was the 6th president of the United States?
The 6th president of the United States. Yeah.
I don't know.
Come on, bro.
I don't know.
John Adams.
John. Okay. See,
John Quincy Adams.
okay.
Is, 6th president.
You put me on the spot. I don't.
Who was the 3rd president of the United States?
Dude, I'm done. I'm not even. I'm not gonna go all the way down. I don't even know.
You already said his name.
He liked
What?
black women.
What is it?
He liked black women.
I don't know. It's not gonna help me.
Thomas Jefferson.
Oh, okay.
He
Who was
really
the
liked
16th
black women.
president of the United States?
Any more of these?
Who was the 16th president of the
Humiliating
United
myself.
States?
So no, we can stop. It's an answer.
Here we go. We got somebody who
Everyone
wants
you
to
get
make some
right, we
money.
give
Hold
you
on.
$1.
We got somebody that wants to make some money. Would you like to make a couple
All
dollars,
right.
answer some trivia questions?
How can that be?
I have the money in my pocket. He's
I
gonna.
can't see. Can we go over?
Yeah, we can come over here to the shade. We have another contestant, James. What's your name?
Am I gonna
All right.
introduce myself?
No.
Cynthia.
Cynthia. Nice to meet you, Cynthia. So,
Nice to meet you.
go ahead, James.
All right.
Here's
We're gonna
question
do
number
3 of
1.
them. Which artist painted the Mona Lisa?
God, it's like it's on the tip of my tongue. Is there a time limit?
Well, like
You've got 10 more seconds.
Shit, the guy that went crazy. I can't remember his name. No, he cut off his ear or something.
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
All right, you missed out on question number 1. We're gonna do 3 questions.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
question number 2.
What 2019 movie is the second highest grossing film?
I'm gonna miss this one out too, probably because I haven't been to the movie since before COVID,
Oh, man.
and I don't
Well, I'll
have
give
a
you the answer.
television. I mean, I don't have cable.
Avengers Endgame.
What?
Avengers Endgame. Okay,
Oh.
third and final chance.
What is the name of Harry Potter's owl?
His owl.
Is owl. Harry Potter had an owl. What is that owl's name?
But I have never read any of his books or saw any of his shows.
Cynthia doesn't know. Well,
Cynthia, let me give you one more bonus one.
Huh?
I'm going to give you one more bonus. one.
Okay.
What is the largest desert in the world?
The Hobby?
No, it's Antarctica.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Antarctica
Thank you,
is
Cynthia,
a
for
desert.
playing. Much appreciated.
Thank
I
you,
have the
Cynthia.
money for you. Well, Cynthia didn't get
Hey,
it.
tell your husband I said hi, Cynthia.
Cynthia took off. Cynthia smelled like bourbon. Nice lady, though.
Nice lady. Cynthia smelled like bourbon.
Smelled
So
like a
we're
little bit
going
like
live
Jack.
on the street.
She smelled a little bit like Jim Beam. She didn't want our money for the trivia questions.
We need to know. Kenny, you need to ask them how they feel about resellers from 1 to 10. 10 being I love them, 1 being I hate them. We need to know how real people feel about resellers.
True. Next person is going to get that question asked to him.
Yes, and then let Ray ask him a question.
Oh, God, Ray. Guys, can you please, not look at me? I'm just picking on Ray. I love Ray. He's that juxtaposition to our craziness.
Yes. You need that. It's kind of like that anchor.
Mm-hmm.
That fulcrum.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to find, I'm going to let everybody talk a little bit, and we'll find another person. It'll be another whole,
That's right. Another whole thing. So are you going to flea market this weekend?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet. We because it's supposed to be finally a very sunny weekend. So and we still need to get rid of some stuff and I don't know. We were kind of debating like Jackie's off tomorrow, so we were thinking about maybe either setting up a market or having a yard sale. But the thing is, it's supposed to be so hot out tomorrow. I don't know if I want to be on that hot pavement. If I go to the flea market, I could just be at home and go in AC, cool off a little bit, come back out.
Well,
I don't know.
Me and James did some research, and we went to another flea market that's like to check it out. And it's on the inside. It's at Joppatown, and we were like, this is more like what Ray would like. You know what I mean? That type of thing.
You would like it.
And we were thinking, hey, we get a table, and maybe you can get a table right next to us. It's air conditioned, and on Thursdays and Fridays, you're right there, right next to the Amish. It seems like you get a whole hell of a lot more people than North Point during the week.
Yeah,
So we were actually thinking about setting up a Joppatown. And we were going to ask you maybe if you wanted to come with us,
Yeah.
and set up there.
Yeah.
Because Jay noticed that, there's not really any, baseball card or sports people at Joppatown, right? There's some Pokemon card people, but there's no sports people. So
There
you
used
might
to be.
actually
There used to be
you might corner the market,
Yeah, I'm surprised because there used to be there. But I don't know. Like I know they have the sports card show coming up. I think it might be next weekend. So I thought about trying to set up there if it's Saturday. Like, well, I think it's Saturday and Sunday, but I cannot set up on Sunday. I have something else going on Sunday. So I don't know if I want to. I might do like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday type of deal. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, try it out. I mean, we're going over this Thursday, Friday.
Okay. Oh, this Thursday, Friday coming up. Okay, because like I said, Saturday is that card show.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if you guys set up, I'd set up on this week coming up.
Yeah.
Because I got to get some stuff moving. I got to get space back, and if I can try it out, I've been trying to look for something else. So I definitely go down there, and if I don't make any money, I don't care. We're just hanging out.
Yeah, just hanging out. I mean, I think we'll make some money. I mean, I think there's opportunity. I think there's opportunity there, and we're going to bring people over. So we're going to be a little, we're going to make sure people come over to where we're at.
Oh yeah.
So I think you would, you're going to benefit, especially if you're right by us, because there were some tables one behind each other, so there was in succession that was open. So I think that it would be beneficial for us to do that. I mean, and just to try, it's worth. I think it's worth it.
Yeah,
worth the try, and I think it was good enough because it is way busier on Thursday. Because we went Thursday, Kenny, right? But yeah, we went Thursday yesterday. Way busier than North Point would be even on a Friday.
Really?
They were busy.
Oh yeah, I'm over here now. It's way busier yesterday at Joppatown than it was here. Like there's empty parking spots. There's like maybe one person every 60 seconds, where Joppatown had 100 people every 5 minutes.
There's people there.
Wow.
There was people. It was busy.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely try it then.
Okay, plus then, and then we start yelling, $2 a piece, 3 for $5. You pick, you pull, you pay. Buy your family something nice. Pretend you love them. We're gonna draw people over,
Yeah. Last week we had the flea market vendor next to us say, since we were packing up, he said, I guess I'm going to have to start packing up because the only way people were brought over our table were because of you guys. So no, really, I mean, people like setting up next to us because we bring people over to the area.
It's funny. James brought up a funny thing. Whenever we start packing up, you'll see, other people in our vicinity start packing up too, just because they're like, oh, well, we're going to lose customers now because, the big dogs are leaving, so nobody's even going to come over here no more to look at our stuff. So they just kind of give up,
Well,
they sit on our coattails,
I've been like, when I've set up at the flea market, you ever like set up and you're like, man, I'm set up next to these people, nobody's going to come over, or if they sit you down, and like sometimes I don't understand how they set people inside in the past. Like there's so much space in there, and they'll set people all by themselves in the aisle sometimes.
I know, I don't understand it.
and I never understand it. But then sometimes, even if you get somebody else in that aisle with you, even then it's not worth it. You know, say if it's a full aisle and you only got it, like the surrounding vendors around you really are like they're every week, their prices are high. You know, people don't even really stuff because they know that it's not, you know, worth it. Or if it's like the what was it? Those what was it the back or like neck like pain reliever things,
Yeah.
like, you know, like the cooling packs or whatever. Like, I don't want to be set up next to those people because, like, people, you know, they're like trying to be salesmen and get people, you know, sell one single product, and people don't even want to deal with that. They walk straight by.
No, they'll
It's like
bypass it.
the
They
door
don't want
sitting
anything to do with it.
shutting that door,
Yep.
and just walking by, and then they're not even gonna look at my stuff.
But you're talking about expensive stuff. Yeah, yesterday we walked around just to do like a little bit of our homework, and there was a guy back there. He was 101 years old. He had some stands in the back of Joppa, and I don't see how he would ever sell anything in the world because I picked up this Power Ranger item. It was probably 10 years old. It was sold at Walmart, and I thought it's like $5. Like, well, hell, this is probably worth $5. I take it up to him. He goes, "That's $75." $75. Holy moly! I put it back. I walk over. I'm like, all right, let me just look. There was a book of cards and some pictures were in it. It was a Xena Princess Warrior. None of the pictures were signed, and it just had cards in it. You know, a bunch of pages. I pick it up. It's like $45. I said, "Is this $45?" $450. I'm like, holy moly, dude! Everything was just extravagant prices, bro. Highest I've ever seen.
Yeah. Well, there's vendors like that at the North Point Flea Market all the time, and I'm like, I don't know how these people set up, like, especially the one if they're setting it up every week outside. Like, there's one that, you know what I mean, like they want like the. I remember seeing video games there, and they were like GameCube games and PlayStation 2 games, and they wanted what like they wanted more than what they were on eBay. If you want
Yeah.
more than what they were on eBay, good luck. I mean, it's one thing everybody always, like, you know, you always see resellers posting online, like, you know, of dealers, or I mean not dealers, but like vendors or even at yard sales, flea markets, putting that eBay price on there. But what if they're above the eBay price? Like, that's worse. I'd
That's
rather them be
worse.
at the eBay price, because then that's a better starting point for negotiation than being above.
Yep.
If they're above, I'm like, there ain't no way I'm ever having a chance to get it down to the price I want.
Now I tell you, we Kenny and I'm not mentioning their names, but somebody we know, we sold him $1,000 worth of games last week for $250, and then complained that he couldn't sell one of them at the flea market
All
because we
higher
had them
end,
priced
you know, medium high end stuff, you know, stuff.
medium end games.
Yeah, you know, stuff that should have no problem selling online or even in person. We gave them to him at basically 25%, where, like, even if he just
Yeah.
sold it for half, he would have doubled his money. You know what I mean? And like, and then complained that, and like Jay said, complained that and bitched and cried. Oh, you know, I can't really buy things like that no more because I'm not making any money. You're not making any money because you don't know how to sell things. You just sat on your bum, you're on your ass, you know, hoping like the guy's gonna come over and just throw money at you. When the truth is, you're not even attempting to sell anything.
Nope. We're talking about stuff like Ratchet and Clank and you know, just
Showcom box
unnamed
set,
games.
you know, it was just really known games. You know, there was, you know, $50 and below games in there, right? Like, you
There
should
was
have
like
had no problem selling them.
yeah.
Mhm. Wow, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy that, you know, can't sell them or anything like
Well,
that.
the
Like,
guy
It's,
wants all the money.
and
He
see,
wants all the money at the flea
and see,
market.
not to butter our own biscuit, right? But uh, that's why we sell a little bit lower, so, you know, we get that turnover. We don't make all the money. We don't need to make all the money. We just need to make some of the money, right? You've noticed,
mhm,
right, where you actually volunteered in the morning to help us out because we get so busy, right? You and your dad.
mhm.
Your dad would even come over and give me a hand, you know, sometimes in the morning when we're busy, you know, especially on like a Sunday, you know. But that's how you do it. That's how you build your your repertoire, your customer base. You know, if you're so high and you're trying to like not even sell anything to anybody, you're never gonna get a customer base. That's just not how it works. Right? Like he just
The
Yeah.
funny
you can't
thing,
just sit on your ass and say nothing and expect people just to buy your
Yeah.
stuff.
he's probably gonna watch it, but that's fine. He goes because one thing he's like he's trying to be a reseller now. Yeah, I mean it's just new, trying to be this reseller, and he bought a GameCube and all, and he went to a video game store, and he said the GameCube is $75 on Video Game Price Chart.
Mm-hmm.
He's seen somebody sell at the game store for $135. He's like, I should get $135 for mine, maybe even a little bit more. I said, you're selling at a flea market, bro. And the system's only valued at $75.
Yeah.
So what do? Raise it to the price because you've seen it at a video game store in
Mhm.
Bel Air?
Yeah.
Wrong. That's what
yeah.
you don't do.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, unless they're, because they already have that clientele built in,
Mm-hmm.
all that kind of stuff. It's like you don't put it, if you're selling it at the flea market, you don't put it at retail. You know what I mean? That's their retail. Like now they are like they're buying secondhand goods and selling at retail. But the thing is, like every single market, like whether it's, a retail, like secondhand, like place like that, that's buying, games or whatever, or even when I played against sports, comparable to that. If you're selling at a flea market, you're selling on eBay, you're selling on Facebook Marketplace, even like each individual online platform, they're all different.
Absolutely.
They're all going to have different customer bases that are going to pay different prices.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And the flea market's a platform.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to price it and sell it as such. So he wants to buy some consoles off me. I'm not giving it to him like what he ever thinks he needs consoles, but you want to buy some consoles, I'm gonna give it to you what I could take away minus my eBay price and maybe a couple more bucks, and I'll sell you consoles, and I have some to sell him. But he's sitting on every console that he's bought, so he's not going to be able to sell.
Yeah, and we did him a favor by lowering the price to sell it to him so he could make a couple bucks. We were doing him a favor, but then turn around and like act like maybe almost like try to insinuate that we were trying to rip him off, bro. We sold you stuff where you would have never bought it at that price. You would have never been able to find it at that price ever.
No.
I mean, we literally sold him things on average at like $3. Right? I mean, that's what it came down to be, like maybe $3 or $4 on average each item, and each item probably was on average at $15. You know what I mean? So it's like, or more.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. His mindset.
I mean, some of the games in there were like $30 games too. Like you were getting some $30 games. Like I didn't know what you want. There was like $25 Sega Genesis games. There was just, I mean, I just can't sell it.
He's just probably not selling it the right way. Like
absolutely.
If you have games like that are like, even 15, 10, 15, 20, all the way up 30 or more, you designate your focus on those things to get your money back, to get you out of the hole. Anything that's below that, especially with games, like I see a lot of people that sell video games, they lot them up when they're lower, and if that's what he has to do, maybe that's what he has to figure out. Like he has to figure out his way of selling them, drive the traffic, get people interested. Something you can't, if you're not going to put the work in, and look, none of this stuff is easy. Reselling is not easy. It takes work. It takes time. It takes effort.
It does.
Bro, he could have put the bundle.
Does.
Look, what we sold him, he could have put it on Facebook, flipped it for $500 easy. Right? Like the whole bundle, he could have just said, "Hey, give me $400," and made $150 instantly, right? But he didn't even do it.
We could have did that.
We could have did that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all about the effort. Like, you guys at that time didn't feel like doing that, so you were cutting him a deal because you knew it was going to take you a little extra time and effort, And if he's not going to put forth the effort, then that's not on you guys. That's on
Right.
him.
Well,
You know,
we were helping him out, right? Like again, we could have just did it ourselves, right? But we had enough stuff we're selling. We were working on another project. We were like, okay, well, we got these sitting around. We're not really doing anything with them. We'll just let him make a couple bucks off of it. We were doing him a favor. We didn't have to do it. It wasn't like we needed the money. We were doing him a
Right.
yeah.
favor, right? Because we know the guy, right? Like, but
Does
don't
he?
but don't
Does he?
turn around and spit in our face and act like we're ripping you off when we gave you like the greatest deal of all deals, right? Like he could have said no, but he didn't say no
Does he?
because he's seen there was value there too. He just doesn't realize, reselling takes work. It takes effort sometimes. You got to market yourself. You got to market your product. You got to market everything you do has to be, itemized in your head. Like, what do I do and when do I do it so you can sell this product? Look,
Exactly.
and let's be
Yeah.
honest. Let's be honest. Even people who illegally sell things, aka drugs, they have to do the same thing, right? Like everything in life that you sell, regardless of what it is, whether it's yourself or a product, you have to take the time to market it. You just have to do. That's what you have to do. You have to build a
Yeah.
customer base, and he doesn't want to spend the time to build the customer base.
Yeah.
Customer acquisition, sometimes takes money.
See, the biggest thing is people think that they can invest in something and it instantly turns into money. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? No extra effort, no time involved. Like, it all takes time and effort. It does. Every single buy that I've ever had doesn't matter. Like, there's a cost of money, but then you have to remember there's always going to be a cost of time and effort.
Yeah. Well, he wanted to be a video game reseller. What? Not having video games? I don't understand that. Like, and and the reason what makes it bad is I'm selling to a reseller who just kind of wants to start out, who thought everything was just gonna just flow and he just set something somewhere. I don't understand. And it was like, yeah, like Kenny said, it makes you feel like you were cheating him or something. We literally gave you $1,000 in games.
Well, he's look.
PC price.
At the end of the day, he's the one that paid the money. He knew the price. You know, that's on him. Like, it's like there's no, you guys, you sold it, you did it. You know, deal's done. Like, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot, like even just what Art said earlier, that that he bought something off somebody. Remember, and the guy was not happy that he bought it off of him or whatever. But that was his choice to sell it at that price.
Yeah.
Just like it's your guys' choice to sell at that price. You should never feel bad. You got the money you wanted. Deal's done. That guy paid that price.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It goes. Everybody wants to be butthurt about the somebody making a little money or not being able to make enough money when people aren't making the right business decisions.
Right, they did, and what kind of makes me upset though is because I gave you the deal, right? I gave him a deal. Well, Kenny and I did, but I was in hopes that you go out there and make some money and come back and spend more money because of the deal I gave you.
Yeah.
I would rather sell it to. He's incompetent. So what you did was I gave you a deal. We gave you a deal, a good deal from our hearts to an incompetent, somebody who's competent, who can't flip to turn around and spend more money with us. Should have found somebody who's competent, gave them the deal, let them make the money, and then come back and spend more money.
I shouldn't have to run your business for you and tell you how to operate, right? Like I shouldn't have to teach you how to sell the product that I'm selling you. You know what I mean?
Well, you could charge for a course for that.
Yeah, basically.
Right. I know. I charge you a course. But I'm saying, I mean, it's harder when you're giving somebody let's give somebody a great deal because they're going to come back and spend more money with us because, hey, we're being a good guy.
Yeah.
But your incompetence held you down and all you did was like, you sold me shit that don't sell. That's because you're incompetent.
You know what's funny though? The whole negotiation tactic, if somebody tells me that, hey, they want they're offering me like a really low or like lower price than what I have, because they're like, hey, I'm gonna buy more off of you. Well, I need to see some some proof in that first, because like lot of people use that negotiation tactic. I think it's funny, especially on eBay. They'll be like, I'll have like $100 item, and they want it for like $50 or whatever, or $40, and I'm like, why am I going to give you this good of a deal? You know, and they're like, but you know, I'm going to come back more and buy more next week. I'm like, no, you're not. You're just saying that. Like, I need to see some proof. You know?
You're just saying that. Yep. You're absolutely right. I mean, it wasn't like us. It wasn't like him begging for the deal. It was
Yeah.
like us giving you the deal.
Yeah.
So we want you to make more money to come back and spend
Yeah.
money.
Exactly.
But your incompetence kept that transaction from happening. I can't help it if you're that damn stupid of a reseller that when you're given a golden calf and you can't eat, you're a dumbass.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like the old story with the
Take
golden
that clip and
goose.
shove it up your ass.
It's like the golden goose, right? Like, hey, the golden goose is shooting at golden eggs. Let's chop its head off and cook it for one dinner. You know, like it doesn't make any sense.
Man, that guy got me so frustrated.
I know. So, I was thinking earlier, I'm like, I guess, I don't know, I was thinking of a question to ask on here. So, like, at what price point should a sold item that you sold, like, what price point should a sold item you're shipping be indefinitely only be shipped in a box? Like, what, like, you know what I mean? Like, if there's, like, you have a high dollar item or a medium value item, like, what price point only deserves to be shipped in a box?
I get what you're saying. The question is, but
Very good question.
sometimes it does matter about the product. Like if it's like a action figure on the cardboard, you know, with the pop plastic, that almost always has to go into a box because of because of the object. Sadly, I wish I could put it in a bubble mailer. I mean, I guess you can if you wrap it in cardboard, but most of the time it has to go in a box. But I get what you're saying,
Yeah.
like a DVD, like if a DVD was $150, are you just going to put it in a regular bubble mailer, or are you going to put it in a box just to make sure?
I'm putting it in a box.
I'm putting that in the box, right? Like if it's $100 DVD, I'm putting it in a box, you know.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say is.
I think anything at like $40 and above, but like Kenny said, there's some exceptions that if it weighs if it's really light and it can get damaged in a bubble mailer, I will find the cheapest, smallest box to put in, to stay like a 4 ounce or an 8 ounce. But other than that, if it's like $40 and above, I'm putting it in a box.
Yeah, me too. Okay. I'm about that. Yeah.
Even like a video game or
yeah.
Okay.
And I might look, even at a $40 video game, I might wrap it in cardboard and put it in a bubble mailer. But it just depends, right? If it's a sealed video game,
it would matter. Yeah,
it all matters.
If it's a PS2 game, then no, you could put it in a bubble mailer.
Yeah,
PS2 game's gonna be fine.
See, what I think helps me. So like, I think for like something like a video game or DVD, if I wouldn't put it in a box or can really consider putting it in a box maybe till it's like in the $80 range, only because I do a very good job of I wrap it entirely in cardboard and like no matter what, and then I put it in a bubble mailer so it has like a level extra layer of that cardboard box style protection. But I think that's just something, I don't know how many sellers do that.
Well, you know, if you look at like video games, PS2, those cases, they're not going to get damaged.
No.
Yeah.
Wii cases. Now, when you talk about like PS1, Sega. Now, listen, I sold a ton of Sega Saturn, and even if the Sega Saturn game was $19.99, it went in a box.
Or Sega CD.
Because those cases are very fragile.
Yeah,
they have to be put in boxes. But I charge shipping as such.
Especially the PS1 double cases.
Yeah, PS1
I don't know.
Double cases,
I have the most trouble with those being fragile. You know what I mean? They just seem to they want to fall apart. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but they just seem more like that cheaper plastic than most other things. You know.
Yeah, but I don't think like maybe $40 or above on things. And then underneath, it's how fragile it is, if the weight can go right.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. Yeah. Good
Now,
question though.
now one more question. Is there any particular question that you feel like you constantly get from eBay buyers? Constantly.
Hmm. Um. Well, I always get, would you take less than this? But like, I had one guy. I had one guy who bought something the day before yesterday, and it was at nighttime, like 11 at night, and he sends a message right after he buys it and says, "Can you please ship this as quick as possible?" I get up 9 o'clock, and I get up 9 o'clock in the morning. He sends a cancellation request. I'm getting ready to ship the thing. What?
Yeah.
Whatever. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Dude. Mhm. Dude, I've never dealt with this like with the whole measurements like question really. I mean, especially consider I've never had this happen where I've had multiple people twice this year ask me for measurements when I do have it pictured and I tell them it's in the picture or not in pictures. Yeah, I tell them it's in the description because I don't always picture it. They want pictures. It's like they don't believe me. I'm like, why would I take the time to type that in there like I'm lying to you? They
Yeah,
want
lying to you.
physical pictures on there. I'm like, no, I did it once only because it was a higher end item, but the second one I refuse to because I'm like I'm not digging this thing out. It's like you don't believe me. You know what I mean? It's a $30 item. I'm not digging it out and then have to unfold it, this shirt, do the measurements, show you a
Right.
picture, put it back, and try, have to go all the way up there and put it back in the same exact spot because
Yep.
that's all that is time, and I'm
Yep.
already on to try to get it to sell to him cheaper.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I hate that. Yep. Yep.
So some of them I've had twice, like a couple different eBay buyers message me like that, and they want like all these specifications and stuff like that. Like, can you test this? Can you like they're some of them are very detailed. A lot of times they're actually other sellers themselves. If you look at like their accounts, there's one guy that does it with like a lot of the TI 83 or whatever TI 84 calculate.
Calculator.
Yeah, and he is so particular. Like he wants you to like he wanted me to take another picture of the screen and all. I'm like, literally, it says it has scratches and stuff on the screen. Like I don't know how more detailed I can be. I'm like, I literally have a picture there. I don't know how else like what you're looking for. And I told him like, look, it's exactly like pictured. It's exactly as described. And then he bought it, and he still had an issue. I remember that to this day. It was a
Mm.
couple years ago, and it just I'm like they opened a case or whatever, or I don't know. I had to like tell him like how it was, and then he had not returned. Because I was like, it's literally I did everything I could do. I gave you all the info. You know, I don't know. You sell them, so if there's something exactly specifically you're looking for, like. But I told you there was scratches. So, but that was his complaint that there was scratches on the screen.
I still would like to get Kenny to get another one more segment, but before that, I uh, I sold some I sold something to a guy. It was a horse racing machine. You just hit the thing, the little horses race around the track. They hit me up. It's like, this thing doesn't work right. Horse number 4 always wins. I was like, what? The guy put in for a refund and everything. I was like, dude, he's like, yeah, I put in for a refund. I mean, I would take I do. Send it back. Send it back. I'm sorry, horse number 4 keeps winning. Remember that, Kenny?
That's
Like, what?
crazy.
You're a nut. But yeah, let's go back to Kenny on the street. Let's see if he can find somebody. How's it look out there? Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they don't get dinner. People going there for dinner. It's just like a breakfast lunch
Oh, that's crazy.
thing on Fridays.
Man, that seems like a waste. Are we going to be able to get anybody?
Well,
Oh, wow. That's
yeah,
Kenny on the street.
that's fine though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we all go. I want to see maybe Ray can do like the interviewing. I'll do the camera work, and like, yeah, we set up a table. Yeah, we do just a live podcast.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully, because last time we did live, it wasn't very good.
Now to be a little bit
Good
different.
audio. We need better audio.
Well, it wasn't that good, but we got a lot more views on that
Did
podcast.
we? Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the higher viewed podcasts.
Really? Huh.
Yep. Yeah.
So maybe, yeah, if we work
I
on
watched the analytics. Most people watched it even longer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Good then.
let me get away from this guy. Yeah, that's
Hey, me and Jackie are doing a whatnot show tonight.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I'm doing a buy it now just to see what happens.
Okay.
Buy it now hat show.
What time?
I think it's 7:48. I did some odd time to try to not do like everybody jumps on there at 7 o'clock or 6:30. So I try to do it like right randomly in between.
So what time is it gonna be? 6:30.
7:48.
7:48. All right. Maybe send
Yeah.
me over what you call it. Maybe I'll
Okay.
send me over just a message. Hey, but Ray, that's our second highest regular viewed video.
Really? What's the
Certainly is.
first?
First high view is how to get more sales on whatnot.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
hopefully I get more sales on whatnot tonight.
That is our second highest viewed regular video. This could be number one.
Well,
Yeah, we're going to SEO it right. We're going to throw a bunch of stuff out there. It could be number one. We got to do things that others don't do or can't do. Hopefully, this the video looks really, really good. I can. We're almost at 1,000 more view videos on Shorts.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to get off here anyway. Okay.
Well, I do got one thing. Listen, on the video of spotting anime fakes that we did, the guy at the thing said, "I beg to differ. I've seen some D&D and Warhammer figures. Money." What would you like to reply about that? Well, he just said, "I beg to differ." Yeah, because you were talking about the anime, spotting anime fakes. He said, "I beg to differ. I've seen some D&D and Warhammer figures. Money." Yeah, I mean, I guess we talk about the rule.
Yeah. I
Yep.
mean, I was just showing these figures while you're talking about uh, fake stuff, but no, these are real guys. They're real Warhammer figures. They're not. I wouldn't be selling for like really cheap, low prices if they wouldn't be worth my time if they were fake. So
Mm.
yeah, I sell a lot of them individually. I mean, it just depends. Like I know you guys don't mess with like really low price stuff, but like sometimes I'll get maybe 5, 7, $10 for some of the small figures, just individual figures. Some of them I've gotten even 25. You know, it just depends on what you're looking at and what you have. Um, that's just how I like to piece stuff out. But yeah, wow, yeah, yeah, yeah. Some of the books really do. I still got some Warhammer stuff upstairs. You got me thinking now. Hmm.
I've sold all my Warhammer books. They're all gone. That's stacks, the stacks of Warhammer stuff I've sold. A little at a time, one
Hmm.
or two sell a week, and then if you sell a bunch, one every week or one every 2 weeks. Dude, it's bread and butter money, man. Those Dungeons and
Yeah,
Dragon books, Magic,
nerd stuff. Sound.
Warhammer, all good.
Yep,
But
nerd.
yep. But I know we're coming to an end, guys. I want to thank you guys for coming along. I want to thank you for joining us and watch us another episode. I want to thank you for subscribing. I want to thank you for leaving a comment. I want to thank you for liking. I also want to thank Kenny for being out on that street today.
In
Bringing us
the heat.
different type of content in the heat, bringing the heat. Yeah. So if you enjoyed this podcast, you got something out of it. Maybe you laugh, maybe you cry, maybe you think these fat guys are just doing their thing. I want you to hit that subscribe button. Oh, right down there. It's down there. And thank you guys for coming again. We love you and appreciate you, and have a great summer. Bye.